just want to put something on the books for this JP Lullaby skip idea thing. Anyways, the idea is to get over here, this corner here, and before doing that, you're able to walk over here. This is assuming you skip the HESS. I mean, you could probably HESS. Maybe not HESS actually. But basically, if you're facing barely to the right of the cardinal of the 8,000 cardinal, which is basically facing right at the ramp, then as you walk forward, if you let the camera subside, it goes gradually toward 8,000. It's just something that happens when the camera gets close to cardinals, I guess, or something like that. But anyways, you can see it's gradually getting closer and closer. The wind kind of got in the way there. And it snaps to 8,000. A little cumbersome, but you can work with it. You are able to cross this gap then, with good RNG. You can cross over the middle, that ledge, just like that. Okay, but case in point, if the camera is too far to the left, camera will not subside, so it's got to be too far to the right, so to speak. One other thing when it comes to C-upping, if the wind is pushing you off the ledge such that you would be off the ledge if you didn't have ISG and you were still going, you wouldn't be able to see up. But as long as your position is fine, you're not being pushed by the wind, so to speak, you are able to see up. Sometimes you can see up while the wind is still running because you're able to go into the spot that you are. I know it didn't make sense. This time it will. Hopefully. So you can kind of just piecemeal this, get closer and closer to it until finally you get it. You might even be able to let the camera subside while you're holding still. Also, be careful of the little nudge as the wind kind of subsides. That can really throw you off. I'd try holding target until that nudge finishes up. That one. Okay, anyways, case in point there. Go ahead and get into this corner. Probably turn left so you can keep a better eye on the ramp. You don't want to go walk up that, otherwise that will kill your ISG. This is also a little bit cumbersome. I would probably do it from here, but you can go to here if you want. You could probably go a little closer. Not much though. Alright, anyways. Alright, there we go. That aside, just so you can still get wedged pretty good there. Go ahead and target down, that'll give you angle, what is it, 0? Yep. That way if you tap left, you get angle 4000, not that that matters, but you can drop a bomb there. There is a bit of a visual cue for the bomb pull, and then I do recommend holding the bomb for a bit before dropping it on the ground. That way you can see the bomb better by the time you get to roll for the HESS. Anyways, the visual cue is right there about. I'm looking at the camera bob, and what I see is probably different from what you see. Yeah, it is. Okay. Alright, so you see it's got a couple of consistent bobs. Up, slow down. So I'm pulling it, on my end it's right around this area. Like there. If you're able to see everything on your screen and your borders aren't cut off like my TV, you might have a bit of a difficult time finding a consistent one for this, but the camera should be relatively the same just because of how far away that spot is on the wall. So have fun trying to find something that works for your TV. If you're able to see everything, you don't have cut off borders, then just go for a frame similar to that one with how much you can see vertically. Anyways, drop the bomb. I'm gonna make a save state here. Again, I recommend holding it for a couple flashes. That way you can see the bomb pretty good. And if you get the HESS, that's great. For that HESS, don't target roll. Otherwise you'll crash or probably crash anyways. I guess I didn't really try it, but if you are doing a hover essentially and the wind is pushing you like that, you're gonna get in a hover state. You'll crash by the time you finish, before the wind ends basically. Anyways, ESS right, no target till I've kind of been cheating and using angle watches for this. So DCD 8 is great, and then ESS left back to 0, and I lost all my speed for whatever reason. It was probably a sloppy HESS, and that was too far anyways. Okay. So for me, it's about when the blue ice gets off the screen. Okay, that was a fail. That was too early. I'm just gonna use the save state. And I can't see. There we go. I think. Yep. Alright, cool. So angle DCD 8. The camera angle is going to vary for this, so just find a way to work with it, I guess. This is more of a proof of concept / pseudo setup, I guess. So then back to 0, that's 4 ES, 5 ESS. Then target, hold ESS left. And then there are going to be some really tight cases. I think it's not fully tested, so again, this proof of concept is very pseudo. At least with some of the very tight winds, you're able to make it with that setup. If it's a super tight wind, and that means that your bomb pole is also super tight, then you also might have to center out early, probably without targeting, and then just keep wobbling back and forth, at least till you get back to 0 and you can subside it. That would take a lot of R&D still. Sometimes you're going to get up with plenty of time to spare, sometimes it's going to be such that you are right up on the ledge, and hopefully I can get a case soon like that. Alright, well, that was okay, but that wasn't close. That was kind of early for the queue. It's going to be easy to get into the mindset that earlier is better, but just because of the late cases, sometimes that's not the case. If you don't have your HESS, if your HESS starts while the wind is still going, you just start with 0 speed, which is, you know, a fail, obviously. Case in point. That was better. That might have been early on the HESS. No, that's fine. Okay, the other case in point. The camera is a little wonky, so we'll probably want better visual cues for all the different camera angles that you can get with this guy. Okay, so here's a case where I got very early wind, was barely able to make it. It looks bad, but if you know your ramp well, then you know you can just finish the HESS, walk up, and you're fine. You actually get caught pretty quickly along the top part of the ramp there. The top part of the ramp, if you're not familiar, it is a bit different with its physics. It's actually, I think, just normal-ish ground? Question mark? You don't even need ISU to walk on that part. It's also steeper, interestingly. but it's just not considered a ramp. The game is not considered a ramp, so you can just stand up here with ISG. Not free, but you typically have one wind cycle when you can. I say it right as I start falling off. I think it's based off of the wind speed itself. So as long as you're at the tail end of it, where you're high enough up, so to speak, you're fine. I don't know the ins and outs. Maybe it's when you have HESS. Maybe that's what it is. And you actually have speed going backwards. That actually makes sense. Okay, so I think it's when you just have speed going backwards that keeps you glued to the ramp, to the collision. And then because it's not an actual ramp, unlike when you get stuck on the ramp and lose, and you know, get stuck in the ledge where you just fall as soon as the wind stops, as long as you have speed that keeps you attached to the ground that you're on, then you're fine, you're not gonna lose it. Alright, cool. Anyways, that's a super long video. Bye bye. HF.